Hey everyone, my name is Mitchell and welcome to GamerRN. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. Normally I post reviews of games ranging from 60-second reviews to reviewing games after 100%, or getting a platinum trophy on PS5, or just regular reviews. Today I wanted to do something different and talk about my last 5 platinum trophies, which I have received all of them this year, and also discuss future videos that I'm planning on working on that will be coming out later this year. Now, I'm not exactly sure when I will get to each one of those games, but my goal is to get them done and get the videos out sometime this year. So if you're interested in seeing what I've done or what my plan is for the rest of the year, be sure to stick around for more. Anyways, let's jump into the 5 platinum trophies I got this year. First, let's jump into my very first platinum trophy I've ever received. Now, I wasn't really a big console gamer for the longest time. I've almost always played on PC instead. But over the past year, I've gotten more accustomed to using my PS5 since having my daughter. I felt bad spending time in my office to play games, and I've always had a PS5, I just never used it. So I put it in my living room. So if I was going to play games, I could just spend time with my daughter or put the game down whenever she needed me, instead of locking myself away from my family. Now, this is where Avatar comes in. It was a big name release and I was looking forward to it for almost the entire year last year. I had pre-ordered it and everything, because I knew I wanted to play it at the beginning. I mean, I was a huge fan of both of the movies, and I love the world and the lore. Sure, I'm fanboying a little bit. But anyways, honestly this one was great and I loved it. It didn't receive the best reviews from critics or the player base. There was a lot of people who were upset with this game and didn't like a lot of the gameplay or the looks of the world. But personally, the world to me was beautiful and I enjoyed exploring Pandora and being able to traverse and fly throughout everything. Sometimes the hunting and gathering got repetitive, but I enjoyed the combat a ton, and once you learn how to properly stealth or cheese it with some of the weapons, it becomes even better. The platinum for this one wasn't difficult, it just took quite a bit of time, since you do have to do a lot of gathering, crafting, and exploring. So really it's just time consuming. I definitely recommend playing this one and going for the trophy if you haven't. So before anyone says anything after seeing this game, yes, I got the platinum trophy in it, and it was absolutely horrible. I got this game at GameStop for like 20 bucks. I didn't know anything about it, but it was dirt cheap, on sale, and I decided to pick it up because I like spending money on games I may never get to play until I retire. Right before I went to play this game, I saw it on sale on Steam, and I saw it had like 40% overall rating, and I knew I was in for it. But I had finished a different game on PC and wanted to play a game on PS5. So for some reason, I grabbed this one off the shelf. The game itself isn't horrible if you can look past the story being somewhat rushed, boring, and some of the characters having limited emotions and are super plain. The combat was super fun though, and I at least enjoyed that. Some things were irritating about the combat, like the camera could be super janky, but the summons were really cool, but most of the weapons kind of sucked, but there was one or two that could definitely get you through the game. Now, getting the platinum trophy for this game was a pain in the ass. Honestly, I would never recommend it. It was the most time-consuming thing I had ever done before. I think I spent well over 60 hours in this game, and more than 30 to 40 of those were performing the trophies that you have to grind for. You basically get forced to max out all of the weapons, and it takes forever, because you're basically forced to do all the damage to the enemies without using your summons or your magic. I definitely wouldn't recommend ever going for the platinum trophy on this game unless you absolutely hate yourself, or you have no life and unlimited free time. But honestly, this game wasn't a bad experience for $20. Well, let's keep this one short. I feel like everyone knows Ratchet & Clank. I mean, they're practically a staple when it comes to PlayStation, and they're one of the most well-known franchises on the system. I've only ever played one Ratchet & Clank game before, and it was on PS4, and I did enjoy it, but I had a ton of fun with this one, and it didn't feel like it was dragged out, or the story was ridiculously long, or like they put ridiculous achievements that force you to do tons of hours of grinding. It was short, sweet, and to the point, and honestly a great game. The Platinum Trophy is honestly super simple too, because most of it can be done during the main story, and there's only a few that have to be done after the main story. So I definitely think it was worth going for this one. Forspoken was probably one of the most hype releases I had seen in a while. I mean, there were so many ads and collaborations. I couldn't get on any social media platform without seeing this game show up. Everyone was talking about the amazing traversal mechanics and how great the combat would be. But I totally forgot everyone who was hyping this up was also getting paid to do it. Well, I got caught up in it and I purchased the game on day one release. I never actually touched this game because I saw a lot of negativity in the reviews and the comments, a lot of them talking about how they didn't like the main character and how the game wasn't everything that everyone let it on to be. But this past summer I decided to pick it up and actually try it for myself. Personally, I had a ton of fun with the gameplay for this game. It was super enjoyable to run at super fast speeds, and the combat wasn't all that bad either. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was pretty simple and easy to get the hang of. Now, the story was definitely not the best, but it got the job done, and it honestly did keep me entertained while I was playing the game. I wasn't a big fan of the main character at the beginning, but as the game went on, I really enjoyed watching her develop as a character, and how she developed a relationship with her partner. But going for the actual platinum for this game was somewhat of a pain. This is a game that forces you to complete every single piece of side content possible. There's a few different achievements where you have to hunt chests and get coins to unlock certain items, which isn't bad with a guide, but then you have to unlock all the skills and upgrade them, and that takes forever to do. Look, I can understand completing a portion of the side content or even upgrading a majority of my skills, but not everything. No, it takes forever and it doesn't feel like you get rewarded for it at the end when you do complete it. So I can't say I recommend going for the platinum in this one. My most recent platinum trophy is from Star Wars Outlaws, probably one of my most anticipated games this year. Now, I had extremely low expectations with this game, especially after being told that even with it being an RPG, I couldn't make my own character. Now, I'm a huge fan of RPGs that allow me to create my own character and do whatever I want. Skyrim, Fallout, Outer Worlds, all of those are examples of what I mean. But whatever, I like Star Wars, it's also an RPG game, which I love, I'll grab it regardless. Yeah, I mean, I can look past the graphics and everyone bashing it for that. The story is so-so, and I enjoyed the side characters way more than the main character. The skill tree, and I'm putting that in quotes, are a little tedious since there's no skills that are must-haves within the game. You get stuck with a single blaster with a few different mods for it, but you can't change it or play the game in any style that you want. You can't be a brute, a sniper, sneak and melee everyone. So you're kind of super limited to certain playstyles, and it doesn't really offer any replayability either. Especially since you can max out all of the syndicates and be friendly with all of them, it doesn't really matter if you prefer one. So it doesn't really affect the way that you play. But anyways, that's not why you're here. The platinum trophy for this game really wasn't that bad. It was actually fairly easy to complete. I think I was able to get all of the achievements in about 28 hours. Most of the achievements that you have to perform after the main story really aren't that bad to do. Even the ones that require you to get maxed out relationships and complete a certain number of contracts, because all of those contracts are just recycled content and they all have the same format, so it's super easy to complete. Look, I enjoyed the game. Do I think it's worth full price? Definitely not. But if you have it or you're looking to get it and you're a trophy hunter, this one isn't bad at all to complete the platinum. Well, since we're finally through all the games that I completed over the last year, let's talk about my goals over the next 3 months for this year. So I put together a list of games that I currently own and I would like to achieve a platinum in to check it off the list. Now, I just want to say, a few of the games are great ones that I just haven't played because I have limited time to play, so it takes me a few to finish. Others are ones with super low ratings, but I tend to still want to play these games because they interest me, and I want to make my own opinion on the game. First up would be Stray. Now, this one is super simple when I looked at the achievements. Stray was the first game I ever played back on PS5. Back then, I didn't really focus on getting trophies, so I definitely wanted to revisit this game and get the platinum. Honestly, I really enjoyed my time with it, so I just want a reason to go back and play it. This one should be super quick since it looks like it only takes about 10 hours to complete the platinum. Next up would be Star Ocean Divine Force. Now I know I saw this one received mixed reviews when I was looking, but there are a lot of people that I respect that spoke very highly of this game. So I will be looking to get the platinum trophy for this one. I've had this game since it released and I just never played it yet, but I definitely want to change that. I also know when doing some research, I saw that the platinum trophy can take roughly 80 hours, so this one may take a while. One Piece Odyssey is another one on my list. I snagged this game as a day one release because I'm a huge fan of the anime and manga. I definitely want to give this one a try finally, and after some research it looks like it'll take me roughly 60 hours for the platinum. Need for Speed Unbound is something that's been on my list for a long time. Honestly, it's on the shelf and I wanted to at least play it so I could say I did. This is one I doubt I will get the trophy in for the most part. The reason for that is after doing some research, there are a lot of trophies that require multiplayer for this game, and honestly, this game was released back in 2022, so I don't know how big the player base will still be, but we'll see. It looks like it could take about 50 hours if I do go for it. Skull and Bones is definitely one of those games that I was looking forward to, but it definitely got a lot of hate, especially for the ridiculous claim of being a quadruple A. But I still picked it up, and I would still like to try it for myself and form my own opinion. After some research, it does look like it'll take me about 35 hours. Now the last game on my list is Dead Space, and honestly there's a reason it's last on my list. I'm not the biggest fan of horror games, but growing up so many of my friends played this game as well as everyone loves this game so much that I'm gonna have to play it eventually. So might as well get it over with. After doing some research, it looks like it'll take me about 30 plus hours to platinum it. That's also giving me a little bit of extra time to quit a couple times. Alright, well thanks for stopping by and checking out my video. There's my opinion on my last 5 platinum trophies, and some games that I would like to achieve the platinum for by the end of the year. So to be completely honest, I do not anticipate that I will get all of these games done by the end of the year, as I still work a full-time job and have a family, so game time for me can be very limited sometimes. Plus, I do still play games on PC that I try to 100% also. So between all that, I would like to achieve 2 to 3 of these trophies by the end of the year. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to play first or focus on at first, but if you have an opinion, leave it down below and let me know which ones you would play. And if you have played it, let me know why I should play it. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching.